Hey folks, BrickSidious here, back with another LEGO Star Wars video. I'll be comparing two of the play scale Star Destroyers. The Star Destroyer is probably my favorite ship in the Star Wars universe. Looks very menacing and cool. For the time in the 70s, like kind of a interesting design with the triangles and the angles and the bridge, on top, shield generators, the turbo lasers, just everything's iconic about it. So what you have on the right is the original 6211 from 2006. It sold for $100 at the time, about 1,370 pieces. And, we've talked about Lego shrinkflation a lot on this channel, and, here's quite an example. So the one on the left is the new guy from 2024, 75394. It retails for 160, about 1,500 pieces. It's a funny story with this one. So it came with the 25th anniversary Cal Kestis, right? And I wanted to collect all the 25th anniversary figures, but I already had this OG Star Destroyer, so I'm like, I don't have the space. I'll just buy this set on release day, get the Cal figure, save it, and then sell the rest of the set, which I did. I can't remember how much I recouped from that. And then you might have seen my other channel with my other video with the Lucra Hulk, the mock of the droid command ship, the Lucra Hulk from episode 1. So I bought another of these Star Destroyer sets to turn into the Lucra Hulk, and then I didn't need the figures, so I sold those to kind of recoup on some of the costs. And now finally I have a third one of these because Amazon was having a special, this set for 110 instead of 160. And then since I already have the Cal Kestis figure from my first purchase on release day, I could sell Cal on Bricklink for another 40. So at least that, that brings this set down to $70, which is pretty good. So yeah, let me walk you through it. I'm gonna have to put the phone down probably sometimes to show you the interior. But this one, I want to say it's probably about 18 inches long, pretty tall. So, 2006, it looks pretty ugly. Let's be honest, but it's classic, and I like the early years of Lego Star Wars. Very nostalgic and good memories. It has the turbo laser batteries here with a lot of neon trans around for the laser color, and then this is before the flick missiles era. So I think you have these lightsaber bars here and then this kind of shooter that, like, if you push it in real hard, then the lightsaber bar shoots out. But if you tilt the Star Destroyer, they're going to fall out of their grooves also. So it's a little clunky and amateurish, but it was their first attempt. So, and then in the back, here's where the age and the weakness shows, is like, a lot of panel gaps, a lot of holes where you can see the interior, you can see the Technic. Yeah, I don't know why they had to make these pieces red. So it's kind of ugly. But this is actually a play function. There's a lock that holds the superstructure to the main ship fuselage, and if you pull this or something, you unlock it so that you can remove the superstructure and access the ship's interior. I love the three big thrusters and the 4 little ones. It just looks really good, just like in the movies. And of course, the bridge here is out of proportion because they actually tried to make it hold minifigures. So you can see a couple of the officers here, and the iconic, like, sloped or the windows with the diagonal frames. So they tried, and I think a lot of kids probably enjoyed this. I have no idea how to open the bridge, so I'm not going to try and break it. But let me see if I can put the phone down here and open up the vehicle for you. Yeah, so this can go to the side. The bridge, besides the two commanders, the superstructure doesn't really do anything. It's just for the looks. And yeah, I mean, it has some greebling. You know, they tried. And oh yeah, here you probably notice this one's a quite sought after, one of the 1:8 scale Technic Porsche, a 911 GT3. Yeah, probably the first and the most sought after 1:8. I'm getting this one ready for sale. I think this is like the third one I've sold, because you can find it at your local Facebook or whatever marketplaces, probably for like, you might be able to get it for 350, and if you're patient you can probably sell it on Bricklink for 500. So a little bit of pocket change. And don't bother with eBay, because you get hit with like the 12% fees or whatever it is. But at least Bricklink is really meager fees. And although these days, I guess if you sell more than $600 on a platform, you have to declare taxes and stuff in the U.S. So that's kind of a bummer. But anyway, here's the interior of the 6211 Star Destroyer. Very fragile. If you look at it the wrong way, think pieces are going to fall off. But they had a lot going on here, so this is like some sort of like command center, and you have Vader's like meditation chamber or healing chamber, whatever it is. Yeah, some sort of control panels and things. What's over here? I forget what that is supposed to be, but let me know in the comments if you know. And then I thought there was maybe an armory where having blasters, but maybe not. And then you have, kind of the Imperial Guard here. And then this is an escape pod that'll go down. Yeah, I guess this is the docking bay. And the trigger for the escape pod is this button here. So it's got a lot going for it. Yeah, plenty to keep kids busy. And then when you're ready to box it up, this is the mechanism where the Technic piece at the bottom of the superstructure kind of connects in here and then locks in, so it won't fall off if you're jostling around. But, wonder what this is supposed to be. Yeah. Oh, like in a hangar or something. It like grabs a TIE fighter and like takes it out. Yeah. Who knows what? Oh yeah, and then this is like Palpatine's hologram and stuff when you're having conference calls. And then yeah, Vader's lightsaber there. So yeah, I'm sure the designers had a lot of fun with this at the time. It definitely took some chances, and yeah, kids had fun with this set. I'm sure it's not really swooshable just because it is so fragile, and there isn't like a handle to hold it. So I guess kids would have to hold it from the bottom or something so it doesn't fall apart. But and then the colors, yeah, not much greebling on the big plates here. Surface a little boring, but so now for the 2024 version. What's funny, sometimes online stuff, people will talk about, Lego had missing pieces in the set, and I had to call them for replacements or whatnot. That happens so rarely. I mean, I want to say like maybe Lego has a missing piece, maybe 1 out of 30 sets that I've seen, that I've built. So, but here is funny, like this piece was supposed to be a 3x1 a plate, but they gave us a tile instead. So of course this is a 3x1 plate. It's very common. I got it out of my spares, and now have this one left over. But it's tricky because when you open the bag and you're like, oh, did I drop it somewhere, or like did I make a mistake and use the wrong part here and there? But so it's kind of annoying. Only in the end do you realize if Lego had a packing error or not. But so for this one, obviously it's a lot smaller. Yeah, no, you can't fit minifigures into the bridge, but it looks probably the relative scale of it, like the proportions of the different pieces of the ship are more in line with canon. And this has play features, of course, too. So let me rotate it around. Actually, maybe at the bottom surface they could have put those little like circular 2x2. So that it slides across the surface better, but because right now you just have the underside of the plates, just like the old guy. So here, yeah, again you have the engines. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, you don't get the blue lights in the 4 small engines. But the bridge looks pretty good. Yeah, much fewer gaps, if any. And a cool play feature here, the turbo laser batteries are synchronized on this long plate, so you can get them, aiming at some target together. And then yeah, this one has a handle, but it's not visible right now. If you want to carry it around, you have to hold it from the bottom. But this thing will all be removed here. Okay. And yeah, a lot of nice greeblings you can see. And there are spring-loaded missile shooters here that I haven't loaded them in. I just kept them in the interior for now. And so here you can see what's going on. So, a lot smaller interior to work with, no escape pod, but you have like as you've seen in the films, kind of these trenches where the crewmen sit and monitor their stations and stuff, and then Vader or the officers like walk across the catwalk here, and then yeah, you must have some command area where this is probably some like virtual tactical view of the battle going on. And what's on the other side? Yeah, just of course the required coffee mug and more Imperial crewmen manning battle stations. Yeah, a little, and then you have trans blue screens in the back for like a tactical displays, and some storage boxes for like thermal detonators and stuff. So they packed a lot into this interior, and it doesn't look too crammed and crowded. Like, I don't know if you've seen the 10221 Super Star Destroyer UCS set that has like a small interior in it. Of course, not to scale with the rest of the ship, but there it trying to depict, I guess, Empire Strikes Back Episode 5, and there that interior is very packed and it looks kind of silly, but I think they did a good job with this one. And then here's the carrying handle. And then they really like over engineered the chassis here. Like there's so many redundancies and like overlapping parts, and this thing is built like a tank. It must be a pain to disassemble, but I appreciate the stability that they afforded this set. So then you can kind of fold it up. It's in kind of two sections here. You can see this thin one at the bottom, and then these bigger plates for the upper surface of the ship. So you close that up, and then you return the superstructure here. And you can even do it with one hand, unlike the other ship. So yeah, there you have it. Kind of comparing the first and the most recent play scale Star Destroyer. They both have cool aspects in their own right. I mean, this one, just for classic nostalgic value, it's a pain to store, and it's fragile, like you said, and it probably doesn't look that good from far off. So I've been like dissing a lot of the recent Lego Star Wars sets, but I think they did quite a good job with this one. I've seen some. Actually, that's probably what motivated me to finally buy it and build it. That I've heard some other Lego channels on YouTube say that this is like the best play scale Star Wars set in a while. So I'd have to agree with them. At first I was worried it would be too small, but when you put the final plates on, it's decent. Yeah, imagine, I mean, this is an adult hand, but if you have like a 10-year-old's hand, something like this, it's impressive. And yeah, 14 bags or so of it'll keep the owner busy a while, and they have something to pride where they can say they built a capital ship and stuff. It's kind of like the play scale Millennium Falcon. It's about that size, and that this one is probably more complex to build. But for kids or something who are not quite ready for UCS and also the budget, this is a great Star Destroyer to get, especially if you can find it on sale for like $120 or so. Okay, well, that's it. I'll wrap up here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time, and may the Force be with you.